Today we are going to review the Echo ZO-40 ultrasonic cutter. This ultrasonic cutter is a tool that we use in my business almost every single day, all day long. If you don't know, my name is Zach and I own a custom automotive lighting business. What that means is that we will literally cut open a set of taillights to modify them, to have something else done to them, whether it be custom LED work or custom paint work. We will use the ultrasonic cutter to cut them open due to the type of adhesive that is holding these taillights together. It's called Permaseal, and it can't really be heated up and removed without damaging the light itself. So that's where the cutter comes in handy. Not to mention the plastic welded taillights that are also everywhere. Let's get to the review here. First, I wanted to show you what comes in the box. First, before we get to the review, I wanted to say that this is one that we've used for well over a year now. That's why it's pretty scuffed up here. And that's why I don't have the original packaging to do like an unboxing for it. But I can give you an idea of what was in the box. First is obviously the main ultrasonic cutter itself, just like this. Next up is going to be just the power cable that plugs right into the wall. After that is a little small Allen wrench. This Allen wrench is used to go right there, and it's so that you can get the blade in and out. And it will come with some blades, some ultrasonic cutter blades. Now, thankfully, these are generic, and you can find them all over the internet. They're on Amazon, eBay, wherever you want to buy them from. Now, the first thing that you need to do is put the blade in. So it's got one side that's actually sharp, and the other side is just the metal itself. We are going to put the sharp side facing away from the button. Slide it right into that little collar there. Then take your Allen tool that it comes with, Allen key, and tighten it up. Now this is extremely self-explanatory, but the power harness is going to plug in there and then into the wall. To turn it on, all you gotta do is hit the button and it comes right on, and you can kind of hear it if you listen closely. I did not know that it was going to make the mic turn all the way down like it did whenever I turned on the tool. Typically it has a high pitch sound that it's making just because it's vibrating so fast. So to show you how well it cuts, I have just a random piece of plastic that we use here in the shop all the time. So let's go ahead and turn it on. Since I didn't realize that it was going to cut the mic like it did, this whole section is really hard to hear. Basically what I was saying is that this piece of plastic is a little bit thinner than most of the taillights that we cut, so it is cutting faster than it normally would with the taillights. Let's start with the good about this ultrasonic cutter. One is that it will keep on going. I've used other cutters, and for whatever reason, after a little bit, the battery itself gets exhausted, or the vibration motor in here gets a little bit too overheated, and it will just shut down and not really want to keep going. This one will do that a little bit, but you can just turn it off and turn it back on, and it will start to cut again, unlike some of the other ones that we've used, which is really important for us because we need to cut several sets of lights open in a day. So for us, we need the longevity. We need it to have a little bit of endurance to cut throughout the whole day. Another amazing thing that I like is that a lot of the parts are available to purchase online. So you'll need replacement blades for sure, and then there's a little small collar that holds the blade together. That piece can wear out, it can get dirt buildup, dust buildup underneath it, and it really messes with how it cuts. So if yours is starting to mess up a little bit, you can replace the blade and the collar that's in there, and it will cut so much better. And it's amazing that that is a replaceable piece. For just a couple of bucks, you can have what feels like a brand new cutter. And another thing I like is that it does have two settings here. It's a high and normal. Now, I'm not 100% sure on what that means. I just know that we will toggle it. If we're struggling with a set of lights, we'll toggle it back and forth and see which one is cutting better, and we will eventually find one that does work for that specific set of lights if we are struggling with it at first. Okay, now let's go with the bad. The bad is that it is much more expensive than some of the other options out there. I've seen them go from around $300 to $500 depending on the stock at the time, depending on how many are for sale just on the internet at the time. This one I think we paid around $350 to $400 for. By far the best thing about this is the crazy thin cut that you can get out of this, which I know is more of an ultrasonic cutter thing overall, but it's still incredible that you can have a cut that is that thin. I mean, these pieces are still touching. So whenever you plastic weld them back together, it is a really nice seal. All the plastic is still there. It just makes it so much nicer of a finished product whenever you're building things using an ultrasonic cutter to get them open. Another thing that I don't love is that it will shut itself down after the head gets a little bit too hot, which sounds like I'm contradicting myself because I said you can turn it off and turn it back on and it will just keep on going, which is true. But it will still shut down quicker the second time around than the first because it's already heated up. So what we did was a few modifications to the head itself. You can see all these extra holes that are drilled into the plastic here. That is to let more heat out of the handle because the vibration motor is inside there. So we just needed to vent it a little bit more to try and get some more heat out so that it will not shut down as much as it was before, which does work, but it's still not perfect. If we're cutting all day, by the third set of lights, we will have to shut it down and turn it back on several times per cut to get that light completely opened up. And my least favorite thing is that it is slow. Compared to cutting open a set of lights with a Dremel, this is way slower. I do wish it could go faster, but I think it's just gonna be an overall ultrasonic cutter issue. No matter which one you use, it's gonna cut about the same speed. I wish I could find one that was quicker. So far I haven't been able to find one. This one is overall not any faster or slower than the other ones, but the thing that makes this one nicer is that it will not overheat as quickly. I think it's because it's the plug-in style instead of the battery style. If you're thinking of getting one, I highly recommend that one, you make sure to hang on to this little Allen key that it comes with. It's really hard to find one this small. They are not always in the little kit that you can buy, the little Allen key kit that you can buy at the tool shops. And I definitely recommend just buying a pack of blades. We will go through maybe one pack of blades a year, and these things are not very expensive. You can buy several of them. I think it comes with about 40. So it's not bad. So overall, I do love this ultrasonic cutter. We have, like I said, I've used it almost every single day since we've gotten it, which is more than I can say for a lot of other tools that I have in the shop right now. If you build a lot of lights, I definitely recommend starting to look into this. I know it's an expensive investment, but it's gonna really just take everything to the next level just because it is such a thin cut that you can get on those taillights. It just takes the quality to the next level whenever you can plastic weld everything back and it looks like you didn't even cut it. So would I recommend the ZO-40 ultrasonic cutter? Yes, I would definitely recommend it over some of the other options that are available. The nice thing is that it is available on eBay. Sometimes it's available on Amazon as well. You don't have to buy from some sketchy website that you've never heard of before for it. So if you're looking at one, this is the one I would go with. Definitely go with the plug-in over the battery powered every time because it's just gonna cut longer and make a better cut overall.